Hello there, David here from londonsafes.co.uk, and in this video we're going to have a good look at this safe from Raat, the Dutch safe manufacturer. More details to follow. I'm trying very hard to grow the channel. If you do like the video, please like it and please consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more content like this. So this is the Raat Prisma Euro Grade 3 size 2 digital safe. I'll explain more about the Euro Grade 3 element once we look at the sort of basics, the dimensions, etc. Raat make this safe in a number of sizes. As I say, this is the size 2, and the external dimensions is 620 millimeters tall by 440 millimeters wide, and the depth of the safe is 485 millimeters. Just a word on the depth. So I'm looking at the side of the safe here, as you can see. So the depth is the actual box of the safe from the back there, from my fingernail, all the way through to the front. But as you can see, the hinges protrude a bit more, and the keypad protrudes even more. If you need the total depth from the front of the keypad to the back of the safe, that's actually 540 millimeters. We'll look at the internal dimensions in a little while, but what you need to know about the weight is it's quite heavy. It weighs 285 kilograms. So you can choose to have this safe with a traditional key, so you just use a key to open it, or more commonly a digital keypad. So this particular keypad is by a company called Stella, and it's their business keypad, and you can have several users. I think it's 9 or 10 users. Most people are only going to have the one user. So to open it, you need to first of all tell the keypad which user you're going to be. So that's going to be a series of numbers. We've only programmed user 0. So you press that star button and then 0. It's now waiting for the code that belongs to user 0. Everyone can have a different code, but it's just the factory code 1 through 6. And if you listen, you heard that little motor run, and that's opened the lock, but you still need to open the bolts, which is what this handle's for. And I'll turn those, and now the safe door can open. And if you see, if I turn the handle or operate the handle, you'll see what the handle does is to operate those bolts, which I'm moving the handle backwards and forwards. So you might have spotted the lights coming on when the safe opened. These are optional items that we show, we have on our website. There's 2 of them that I fitted here for this customer, and also these optional carpets. I'll show you how to order those, which make the thing a little bit less sort of agricultural and industrial. You are going to be putting your delicate valuables in there. Before we do that, let's look at the door swing, because the door is very, very thick. I can barely get my hand around it. If you want full access to the width of the safe, and we'll go into those dimensions in a minute, you'll need a space in your home where the safe can sit, where the door can move out of the way entirely like that, so that you've got full access to the contents. You know, let's say you had a jewelry box or something that was quite wide, and you want to be able to put it in and out, you'll need the door right out of the way to do that. Lights, by the way, are automatic. They turn off once the door's shut. They'll probably turn off while I'm talking anyway. The internal dimensions, you've got a height of 520 millimeters and a width of 330 millimeters, and the internal usable depth is 325 millimeters. And the internal storage capacity, which we measure in litres like a fish tank, is 56 litres. So let's talk about that Euro Grade 3 element. So these safes are all tested and certified by an independent testing house, in this case ECBS. You can look them up online, there's their website. And the rating, and this is for insurance purposes, is EN 1143-1. That's the standard that applies to safes. And this is resistance grade 1, 2, 3. Now that means for your purposes, for insurance purposes, that you can store either £35,000 in cash or up to £350,000 in valuables, and that would be recognised by all UK insurance companies, because this is a bulletproof method of insurance approval, providing it's installed according with the manufacturer's instructions. In regards to fire, this is also what we call a light fire storage unit, so it has LFS 30 protection for 30 minutes, which to the standard EN 15659. You can actually enhance the fire resistance with one of our optional fire and water retardant wallets. We do a small and a large. I'll just show you how they would fit in there. So the small, more or less, would just fit down like that. And the larger one, which would be good for bigger objects, would need to kind of be at a bit of an angle like that. You could get several of those in there. If it's for A4 documents, then even the smaller one will take A4 documents. Anything a bit bigger, then you need the larger unit. I'll show you now on our website this particular safe, and then you can see, I'll just scroll down and show you where you can add those accessories to the sale if you're ordering the safe. You do have a single shelf in the safe here, which can be in multiple positions. It's just a little repositionable bracket. I've put it sort of roughly in the middle there. And I mentioned earlier on about installing the safe. So the safe has to be what we say bolted to the fabric of the building. And that can either be done through the back of the safe, through that anchoring hole there, if I remove this carpet, or through the base of the safe into the floor. So in an ideal world, we'd be looking to bolt it to a concrete floor or a brick wall or both, but we have to work with whatever you've got. The fabric of the building, as far as your insurance company is concerned, is the fabric of your building. So if it's a wooden floor with a plasterboard wall, that's the fabric of your building. We'd have to fix it like that. If you don't have a concrete floor, you don't have a concrete floor. They can't make you have a concrete floor or a brick wall. If it's a new build, then the walls aren't going to be really suitable for bolting. So we'd have to bolt it as best we can to the fabric of your building. And sometimes that might involve adhesive. We'd use an industrial, commercial grade adhesive to glue it down where drilling wasn't possible, due to underfloor heating and things like that. But in any event, we issue a certificate for the validation of the installation, which shows what the safe is and when we did it and how we did it, like a method statement. So more often than not, it's these things that people are protecting, high-value watches. So let's just pop a box in there. If you've got stacks and stacks of those, then you can see you would get stacks and stacks of those inside this safe. So you might have seen those lights turn off a little while ago. So I'm going to shut the safe now. So to shut it, I've closed the handle, just simulate that again. Door shut. And then you've got to tell it that it's locked on this particular keypad. So you press C and then we're going to listen. Now locked, handle won't move. And you might be wondering about external hinges. Surely if I just, or if a burglar just cuts the hinges with a grinder, I can get the safe open. Well, of course not, because it's got bolts going up. It's got bolts going sideways down the bottom. It's also got, the door also rebates behind the frame as it shuts. The hinges on the outside are purely to enable the door to swing out further. They could have internal hinges, but it's designed this way, and they're also adjustable. So a little bit about us. As I say, we're London and Home County Safes. That's londonsafes.co.uk. We're in our 31st year of trading. And the way that we work is we do everything in-house. We supply, we install. And the price you'll see on the website is the installed price in London and the Home Counties. You'll see we do have like a Zone A and a Zone B. We don't cover the whole country like a lot of online retailers because they all use subcontractors. Whereas we just use our own chaps, all vetted and been with us for years. I'll show a picture on screen now of the Zone A and Zone B. So in Zone A, this safe, free delivery, free installation of a safe of this weight is to the ground floor. And in Zone B, there is a small additional charge. We are the highest rated safe company on Trustpilot. We don't have the most reviews because people are reluctant to review safes. We do have to cajole them to leave us a review, but a lot of people don't do it. So I would be wary of any safe companies that have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews with names because I'm not sure that they're genuine. In my experience of 30 years, let's say the last 15 years of people using reviews, leaving reviews, they're reluctant to do it, even though they're incredibly happy with the service. It's a privacy and a security issue. Yes, we built up, and I think it's on Trustpilot. We've got, I think it's 330 or 331 reviews, all of which, apart from one, are 5-star, and there's one 4-star, and that was purely because the customer thought we were a bit slow in responding to an online inquiry, which I think is probably a fair point. We were quite busy that day. So when you look at safes online, you'll see, there's hundreds and hundreds of people supplying safes. Yeah, well, there kind of is and there isn't. They're mostly all just drop shippers. They're not safe companies. They might have one website doing safes and another one doing washing machines and another one doing mobile phones and what have you. Companies that actually are, safe companies, not just locksmiths, but safe companies who do what we do, supply and install themselves without subcontracting. There's about 6. Certainly in the southeast, there's about 6, and we're one of 6. All the rest, all drop shippers. So what does that mean? Well, let's say you see this safe on a website cheaper than us, and you factor in the drop down, and they'll have a delivery option and an installation option and what have you. What they're going to do is they're going to subcontract that installation. So what it means is they're going to use someone else, and they don't know who they're going to use because they don't know who is going to be available to do this job, to install this safe in your part of the country. So you don't really know who's coming up. You don't know what vetting they have, and they may just well, Google a locksmith or a handyman and say, can you fit a safe for us? Because we've had this sale and, someone's bought a safe on our website and we need to deliver it to you. And then you need to deliver it to the customer. It's fraught with potential security breaches. All these different people knowing that you've got a safe. Best to use a company like ourselves that's everything is done in-house with our own bands and our own people. And I'll say something a little bit controversial now, but should you choose your local locksmith to install a safe? Well, the answer is maybe, if they have a track record of installing safes, and they can show you lots of examples of jobs that they've done. Like if you look at our website, for example, and look on our gallery, you'll see the extensive range of safes that were installed all around the place, all around London and the home counties. But most locksmiths, and I'm in locksmith forums and things like that, when it comes to a safe, they'll get an inquiry for a safe, and then they'll start going around their colleagues going, oh, a customer of mine wants a safe. I don't know much about safes. What should I recommend? This, that, and the other. You don't need that. You need someone that's experienced, that understands what safe is going to be best, what safe's going to get into your home and to where you want it in the home, and how to install it. And that's us. And as I say, a few colleagues around the country that also do the same thing as us. Now, there are locksmiths that do know how to install safes, that have knowledge of safes and have done many. But the locksmith industry as a whole has grown exponentially over the last 5 or 6 years. There are now tens of thousands of locksmiths, all vying for work, all been on sort of basic 1 or 2 day training courses, and they're all trying to get your money. So they'll all have safes on their website and what have you. But do they really know what they're doing? I don't know. Check. Just do your research. Check. So a few times during this video, you'll have seen my own WhatsApp number come up. You can ask me about this safe. You can ask me about any other safe. You can just say to me, I want a safe. What do you recommend? In fact, to that end, unless you want a specifically Euro Grade 3 or a Euro Grade safe, if you just want a really great safe, in the video description, I've linked to a video of a safe that I think is the perfect safe for most homeowners. Have a look at that. You can get in touch on the website. You'll find this particular safe in the video description, or you can just go to londonsafes.co.uk and see what we do, or you can just give me a call or one of my colleagues on 0208 445 0001. There's also a free phone number on the website. I can't remember it. Yeah, please get in touch. Actually, it's just occurred to me we're installing this safe today, delivering it and installing it. So with the client's permission, I'll show you some pictures now of the installed safe. Thank you very much for watching, if you've been watching this long. And I will cut now to a clip, a little cartoon that we had made that just explains a little bit more about the service that we offer. Thank you. Goodbye.
Free delivery and free installation. Your safe will be delivered and professionally installed by one of our own vetted employees who will arrive in an unmarked vehicle. Get in touch online or call us on 0800 711 7892.